Hey everybody, it's Rob here. The Barbarian did it. The second class has done solo pit 150. This is the mighty throw Barbarian cleaning the highest pit here in under 10 minutes actually. Now there are a lot of snapshots and a lot of crazy things going on. I'm going to show you the full planner and the full video here. And you can see here how fast he's actually taking down this boss on 150, having a lot of spare time and beating it, and also the first clear here. So this is not even like a try hard for him. Like he just did this like first try basically. And there's a ton of stuff. We're gonna have the planner below here. First of all, guys, this is not really recommended for anyone because it revolves around 5 different snapshots bugs. It also snapshots the Air of Perdition, and it's using the anti-venom potion to reach up to 4-5 like crazy amounts of life basically that normally aren't possible. But if you are okay with all the snapshots and all this crazy stuff that you need to use to clear this build, I mean the Spiritborn is also using 5 different bugs, and here is also an explanation of all those bugs in Chinese. I do have an English version that I'm going to link below as well that basically has the entire gear here, and we're gonna go over it in a second, but I'm gonna like show you the full clear first. So this is basically the 150. He just goes in, and not even a good map or anything. Like it's like a little bit random. There is a lot of preparation because you can see right away here he is using Air of Perdition 20 stack snapshots. So this one is giving you 20 times 60% multiplier. This is again the Air of Perdition helm. I'm not even sure if I have it here, this one. So they can snapshot these 60% that normally only stacks once. He snapshotted it 220. And then he also snapshots at the very start of the run here. He makes a big pulls using his harpoon to make those pulls. And then he's also snapshotting the mighty throw with the pulse aspect. So you basically need to create this big pull and then start with 1 pulse of mighty throw when you have your Quacks rune active, when you have your mighty, all the aspects, all the multipliers active basically. You see here, he's snapshotting it from the very start, and every time his mighty throw hits, it's hitting for up to 10 billion damage every time he basically starts throwing. And you can see kind of like how he blasts down all these packs with like these, I think it's like 5 different snapshots. We'll go over them when we talk about the plan. I don't have all the names, but there's too many of them. You see like how the pack is absolutely melting here in the highest pit. You might think this is a Spiritborn, but no, this is a Barbarian. Like there is 5 different snapshot bugs. There is a key passive bug, and then obviously there's the anti-venom bug that actually made this possible. This build did 130 before, and now it's doing 150. And yeah, you just keep making big pulls. He keeps the snapshot like every 4 seconds. You basically need to cast your mighty throw, or you need to do the snapshot again. And he's doing it. You can see on the bar down here. I'm gonna go a bit back actually. This is like one of the snapshots that he's doing. This one, this is the rune. This is another snapshot. And you basically, as long as you have one of the pulses from the mighty throw out, you can essentially weapon swap, and it's gonna keep all your buffs that you had when you casted it active for the whole duration, and it does not drop as long as there's any mighty throw pulse active on the field. So every 4 seconds you need to do 1 attack when you have the final snapshot. Again, this is not a build that's recommended for any new player. I actually don't recommend any. I hate this. Like this is like a really bad meta, I think. I really hope that they're going to change all the snapshots come season 7. We also have some snapshots on druids and on some other classes. Like I think DOK is still snapshotting as well. There's a ton of snapshots in the game, and these are just, I don't think, really healthy for the game in the current state. But you can see how he's already like tripling the timer here, just starting out basically. So we're gonna let it run here for a second, and then we're gonna like go over the entire setup. I'm not sure why this doesn't go away. This is on Billy, so I apologize for. Okay, I think now it's going away. You see here, floor 2, nothing really special. Okay, you get some extra attack speed that helps. So he's setting up a pull now for another snapshot, because you can't keep the snapshot with the area switch. Like you have to do it again. So you basically have to get a lot of offering to snapshot the Quacks rune, and then you have to get a lot of fury, and you have to get all your stacks ready. Your bash snapshot to 4, and then he basically starts once he has the snapshot going, you can kind of tell by the numbers if you do the snapshot correctly or incorrectly. And you need to do it correctly, and then you see like how they basically completely melt. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because it's just more of the same, guys. Like he basically pulls the entire thing. I definitely recommend you to check out Tian Gang Grandmaster, one of the Giga Barbs over in China. You know it, China #1. They are right here. I'm going to link this below, so definitely check him out. I already followed him. He only has 2,000 followers. And he explains it in here very well. And yeah, most of the top Chinese players are in here commenting too. So you can see how crazy the DPS is. And you see like how he's just constantly throwing mighty throws, even when he's moving every 4 seconds. So he can keep the snapshot and he doesn't have to redo it. So you do it once, you do it right, once every area, and then you're going to be fine. And also the Blast Wave Shrine is scaling with your overpower now. Blast Wave Shrine is actually dealing some DPS at least. Especially if you have this crazy amount of life. I think it's hitting for a few trillion here with the Blast Wave Shrine. So he's definitely going to be melting like that. And you see, I'm not sure if he's going to keep the snapshot now. Yeah, you see that there's the throw to keep the snapshots. And then he can just keep going, basically. So that's very important that you keep throwing. Because if you drop the snapshots, you have to do it all over again. And the DPS is actually insane. This reminds me of the Spiritborn damage now. Like, all the overpower builds obviously got a huge boost with the anti-venom elixir that we have at the moment. So if you look at the game, here, like just baseline, I'm on a kick Barb right now. But this is the elixir that gives you a crazy amount of life. And then obviously you get even more life from using Challenging Shout. And then we're also using the maximum life rune here that gives you even more life. And that basically allows us, even on this like weird scuffed build that I'm playing here right now, to hit for like a few billion damage. You see here, like we can already hit for like 100 billion damage. Even just on like a, like a mediocre build here with kick that we've been, trying out for fun. You see there, boom, 127 billion. Pretty consistently. And yeah, we also have 4 million life. And I've seen Barbs. I don't know if this guy, I don't have all the masterworks, but this guy probably has up to 6 million life. He was coming by the stream earlier. I might ask him. But I think he had lives in the 5 million range. So that's how much you need for these crazy clears. And then boom, he spawns the boss, actually just 5 minutes 40 in, and he just gets one of the worst bosses. This is the brother of the barbarian, just another barbarian basically. And you can kind of see here at the beginning of the boss, like he keeps the snapshot. You see the pulses are out here, and as soon as he enters, he already throws one of the mighty throws. So he knows that he already has the snapshot that he did in the beginning of the floor at like minute 3 or something. So he basically keeps the snapshot like throughout the levels here on the boss spawn. And you can kind of see the damage. Like he didn't even stagger the boss yet. And the boss is already like 15% dead, basically. And like once the stagger hits here, he's obviously getting a ton of bonus damage. And you see, he doesn't even have this crazy amount of fury. He's mostly relying on lucky hits to get his fury back. But yeah, you see the boss kill here. We already saw at the end here, the boss kill is just a few... It's just a few minutes, basically, like as you fully blast him down. I'm not sure if he shows any gear here. I don't think he does. But again, he has the planner linked. And we have the full English translation. And obviously, he has so much life, he can't even die. So you also see the barrier that he has. This is like thanks to the mighty throw rune that also gives you the barrier that makes the snapshot even possible. But yeah, the craziest multiplier here, yeah, you can see here 2.3 unbuffed life, and then you have more life when you're buffed. And he has this 20 stacks of Air of Perdition. So you see Air of Perdition, Shroud, normal pants, that's big, Grandfather, Doombringer, Crazy Life, Third Blade, the Starter Sky, and the other gear. I don't think he hovers it, but that's basically a 2.8 million sheet, also unbuffed. So this is the planner in Chinese. We're gonna have the English version. So again, the first thing that he snapshots is the Quacks rune. So Quacks is the run that basically after, like if you use it for your weapon throw and you have it active when you throw, you're gonna get the multiplier for the entire duration until you have no more throws active. So this is double damage very easily paired with the Lith rune. And then he's using and that's what he's using for to get the Warcry. I think I have actually the wrong rune here. Yeah, this is the correct rune. So he has the 5 ranks in Warcry here, and that's just purely triggered by the rune. Very comfortable. And so then he's rocking Air of Perdition. He said Masterwork core skills. If you don't have 100% crit chance, Masterwork 1 crit chance. So depending on your gear, you might want to do this. Just make sure you have 100% crit chance when you're done. But the best is core skill if you already have that crit chance. Then Shroud of False Death with max life here as well. Then we have the Battle Mat. This is the new aspect, giving you a multiplier. You're swapping weapons all the time with the snapshotting. So this gives you a ton of buffs, 1.4x, and also ranks to core skills. With Mighty Throw Pull size, you have one size here, another size here, and another size here. So that gives you a ton of size. We have the Exploiter's aspect, more damage when the enemies are unstoppable. You do have this concussion here, which basically you get another one from the Shroud. So you have a high chance of stunning the enemy all the time. So it actually makes it very good because the enemies become unstoppable, and then you get another multiplier. Then he's playing Hectic with the basic skills. He's also using Frenzy to get even more attack speed in terms of the gameplay. So pretty cool stuff. Ranks to Warcry, big Warcry ranks, more DPS as always. And again, the Exploiter, crazy multiplier. Again, you want to masterwork the max life for the crazy overpower damage. And on the boots, the Warcry is slightly more DPS. Then he has the Encroaching Wrath, and now you actually need to masterwork the Mighty Throw. If you have a triple crit, it's going to be more than 100%. And then very important here, lucky hit chance to restore primary resource, guys. This on a two-hander basically allows you to instantly restore all your resources. And that's one of the main ways he gets his Fury. Then the third blade, obviously, strength multiplier, secondary, very important here. And more DPS. Grandfather, crazy life, crazy stats. Doombringer, crazy life, crazy stats. And then very important here, you want to assign your Mighty Throw to your bludgeoning weapon, the bash and the hammer to your bludgeoning weapon as well. And then you're using the frenzy, and this is the only switch you do because the bash completely snapshots. So you're using frenzy and you're using Mighty Throw to switch the weapons. And the bash just completely bugs out, and you always have the overpower snapshot, so you don't actually need to bash anymore. You see it in the gameplay. He basically mainly uses frenzy after the overpower is set up. Then you have Starless Sky here, ideally with attack speed. Again, you can also go core skills. It depends a bit on your attack speed breakpoints and the rest of your gear, but you want to have 100% attack speed. Then the Herculean Spectine here on max life, and he's using Wrath the Berserk because this just gives the biggest multiplier. You got to spend the Fury, and you're spending quite a lot. And then Limitless Rage. This is also snapshotable because you are basically setting this up at the start. You have full Fury when you cast your first Mighty Throw. You have the bonus, and that's what you snapshot as well. So you are snapshotting the Encroaching Wrath. So just make sure you have that active. You are snapshotting the Limitless Rage. So just need to make sure you have that active. You are snapshotting the Bash Overpower. So you need to make sure you have 4 stacks. And you're snapshotting the Quacks rune. So you need to make sure before you cast the first one to have the Quacks effect from standing still. Those are the snapshots. Then you have double passives with Shroud. And you have the anti-venom. So that's a total of 6. I mean, I'm going to call them bugs. I don't know, weird mechanics. I mean, on the Spiritborn, we have like 10. But here we have like 6 weird mechanics that make this build work and that make it possible to do like this 150, right? So just keep that in mind. Then obviously we have the 200x expertise. On the skill tree, we are rocking a 3 in Frenzy with the attack speed rune, 3 in Bash with the overpower rune, 3 in Holder with the 1.4 rune, Warpath for multiplier, Endless Fury for crazy Fury generation, Imposing Presence, Belligerence, I don't know how to pronounce this, more damage with basic skills, full Warcry with, we have the Om rune to trigger it, right? So we don't need to have it on our bar. It's just going to trigger automatically all the time. Prolific Fury for more Fury gen. Exposed Vulnerability, actually, sorry, you're getting this from the Shroud, so you don't even need this point because the Shroud is going to give you that. This is going to make all the stuff vulnerable. 3 in Slaying Strikes, 3 in Pit Fighter, full on Mighty Throw, very important with Fighter's Mighty Throw. Then you want to have the Steel Grasp with Counter Offensive here, very good as well, big multiplier. Furious Impulse because you're switching the weapons. Heavy Handed, Wallop, Brute Force, Concussion, and then of course Wrath the Berserk, fully maxed for the cooldown with Unconstrained. Pretty strong. Paragon board looks like this. Wrath in the starter board, this also gives you a ton of Fury back, 3 Fury per crit, and as you're snapshotting the crit and the overpower, you're gonna like have this 100%. So you're snapshotting the overpower, the crit you have 100% with air and starter sky. Then decimator, this one is freshly buffed to 1.2, 1.2. Pretty crazy with dominate, also increasing your overpower damage even further. And then I just realized I didn't do this correctly. There are a few points missing here. We have dominate with crazy willpower scaling basically. Up here we are rocking revenge. This is like thorns, so dealing thorns damage. We do our thorns damage with outburst and tough as nails, so this is just gonna be again active from the Shroud of the False Death. So that's gonna be pretty strong. I need one more point over there. And then here we don't even need to take Bone Breaker because we snapshot the overpower anyways. This is always active. Just make sure you take all the life nodes here. Then coming down here, I need to connect this here for a second. I think this one. Coming down here, we play Challenger and we play Blood Rage. Need to make sure you have 450 berserking damage and then all the cool multipliers here. Make sure this was connected. Yep. So this is the Challenger. We basically max everything but the intelligence. So we get a ton of stats. We get crit chance from Dex, we get resource gen from willpower, and we obviously get main stat and damage from the strength. Then we are rocking Crusher here with Carnage, and then we have like all the berserking stuff. And down here we have some res and some damage reduction. Yeah, and that's pretty much the board, my friends. That's the full Paragon. Again, you can follow along with the Chinese version. However, if you're just translating this to English, it's a bit hard to understand, but he's basically talking about like, you know, all the stuff that he snapshots and how the brute force is inheriting all the stuff. And here he talks about the gameplay rotation, but you already saw that in the video, and you're doing only the frenzy and the brute force switch. So that's pretty crazy. And here he talks about the masterworking. And again, I'm gonna link his planner below. The video here was done from Tyen Gang Grandmaster, big weapon thrower. I did not believe that another class but Spiritborn can clear 150, but here we are. The Barbarian did it as a second class. I think the Necromancer is going to do it in the next hours or maybe tomorrow. The Sorcerer unfortunately can't really do it because overpower I don't think is going to be that strong. But the Sorcerer has like some triple penta dipping on the Shatter. So Sorcerer is going to do like 130 or something. Necro is probably going to do 150. Druid, I don't think is going to do 150 either. Rogues is doing like somewhere in the 140 range right now. We'll see how it's going to go. But yeah, Barb, second class to do 150. Obviously with, I would even say, almost as crazy of mechanics as the Spiritborn has at the moment. Anyways, just wanted to update you. I'm not really planning on playing this build, guys. But a lot of you have asked me. So here's the English planner. And again, make sure to check out Gang Grandmaster. Hope you enjoyed. Barb Nation, this is not really our season. I'm hoping we're gonna see some spin to win whirlwind buffs, or I don't know, some other cool builds for the next season, for today's campfire announcement, and we'll learn about season 7. I'm excited for that. We'll see what's gonna happen. Let's go, GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.